Hey, welcome to another episode of the Blackout Tips Podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
And we are live on a Monday night, ready to give you guys some podcasting. Find us everywhere you get podcasts. The official weapon of the show is
folding chair.
An unofficial sport.
Bullet ball.
And bullet ball, extreme. Oh, that's right. The mics are still a little hot. I forgot.
Yeah, so we
turn the mics up for Keith.
Probably coming in real loud.
Yeah. Now I gotta get their levels just right. I think that's about right. But if you're premium, you got a new spoiled movie review in your feed for F1. And I went to see F1 by myself, but I reviewed it with JL Covan, punching bag and friend of the show. And I think it was a really funny review. You get some John Bernthal, and you know JL's a man of a million voices, so you get some Javier Bardem impressions, get Tom Cruise impression. Didn't even know he did that one. And then you also get a fun movie review and some movie talk. So if you're into movies, you know, we only plan to be 30 minutes and then you just look up and it's a fucking hour later. But the other special thing I did this time, if you're premium, I sent the email out already, but I recorded this on Crowdcast. So you can actually watch the video. You can see our faces light up with joy, and you can see the sparse background of JL Covan and my overly compensating background of me.
Right. That's a special delight.
Yeah, so it was a very fun time, and I think you guys should check it out if you're premium. If you're not premium, become premium. theblackouttest.com/premium. It's all there. And yeah, that's it. Probably no show tomorrow because we're going to see Superman.
Yes, sir.
Superman is in the build. Well, we'll be in the building. Superman will probably be flying around around Metropolis. So looking forward to that nerdy adventure. All right,
yes, sir.
Karen, do you have any banter? All right, cool. Let me pull out the banter music. Do you have any banter? Talk to me. Do you have any banter? Talk to me. Do you have any banter? Do you have any banter?
I do.
Talk to me. Banter. Talk to me. Do you have any banter?
I do.
Banter. All right, Karen.
This banter is partially my fault. This is what I get. Roderick has a bunch of water bottles sitting around, and sometimes I be forgetting he be putting like his creatine mix in his protein mix.
It's not creatine, it's amino acid.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, but it's all
Amino
good.
acid and protein mix in the water bottle sometimes. So I'm assuming there's water in the water bottles, and it ain't always water in the water bottles. So I went to go grab it. I took a sip, and I was like, yuck, what is this foolishness? I was like, oh, that's my fault. My bad. That's why I needed. Roger was like, you need to drink out your own water bottles. Okay, lesson learned.
Yeah,
Because I know I got water in my water bottle.
I don't know why you're trying to be fast.
I was like, I just pick this up real quick and grab a quick quick sip. But no, I won't be doing that.
Yeah, well, you know, good. More power to me. The water bottles are hydrate water bottles, so I'm using them to actually measure how much water I intake throughout the day, and I need to be down to the ounce. Okay, I need to get all of my ounces of water, and I don't need no scientific malfeasance happening.
Because I'm trying to take an extra sip of your water.
Yeah, that's an ounce that they think went to me that I'm underhydrated.
I'm so sorry.
Let's see what else is happening. Everything. Well, first of all, I was watching. There's baseball that comes on Saturday sometimes because none of the real sports are on anymore. And so I'm sorry, Danny Foxworth, I didn't mean that. Baseball is a real sport. Please don't be upset. It's just a joke. But the Savannah Bananas were on TV, and they were doing like, you know, they're like, the stadium was full and they're doing like skits and stuff. They're wearing capes, their dance routines and all this stuff. A guy did
I think they broke a record when they was here in Charlotte at the Panther Stadium, like in attendance.
For attendance, yeah. A guy, when I watched it on TV, a player was doing a lip sync between innings. Like he
Oh.
had no shirt on, and he was the camera was on him, and he's doing like a lip sync sing along thing. And I was like, the Savannah Bananas have to be the only baseball team that you audition for. You don't try out. Like
they were like, what are your talents? Can you tap dance?
Right.
Can you do the jig?
Like other teams is like, what was your own base percentage and all this shit? Is like, no, what is your tap dance percentage? Like, what is
Can
your...
you play the piano?
Okay, so how would you say you are as a vocalist? Well, as a third baseman? No, we're not. We got plenty of third basemen. Okay, what I need to know is, how did you do in drama class?
That's what we need to know.
Okay,
can you perform to the crowd?
Can you do improv? I mean, I can improvise a sacrifice bunt. No, that's not what we mean at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see them too. They were sold out here in Charlotte, but everybody has seen them before, said they're a lot of fun.
When we say you're a closer, we mean, can you close the third act of
Come on,
Cats by yourself?
That's what we need to know. Can you hold a tune?
Yeah.
Can you play an instrument?
I can do a double play. No, have you ever done a one man play?
Right.
Yes.
Can you do the river dance?
Because if not, then we're good.
We are good
on whatever the fuck you're selling.
We don't care about how well you pitch.
Right. All right, Karen.
My next one. Have you ever seen a name of a restaurant and you was instantly like, oh, I got to try that bitch?
Yes.
It happened to me the other day. We was driving and there was a place called Biscuit Belly.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't know what the fuck a biscuit belly is, but it's gonna get in my belly. And I started and I was like, bitch, we gonna come back and try whatever the fuck a biscuit belly is.
Yeah, and it seems like they're a breakfast restaurant and they close early. Like they be open at 7:30 a.m. and close at like 3 or some shit.
Yeah, they one of the places where they make all their money in breakfast.
But it just made me feel like that, like, it actually closed at 2, so it just made me feel like it must be good. Because if you can stay in business not working all the hours,
if you can be like 5 a.m. to 3 or 2,
it's like how Chick-fil-A takes Sundays off. It's like, well, then that's because they got it like that. Like no other business is giving up a seventh of revenue unless they got it like that. Right. Everybody else raising prices like a motherfucker to stay open 24/7.
They're like, we close at 2, we close at 3.
But yeah, Biscuit Belly definitely sounded great. But
yes,
also I had the opposite effect on a different restaurant in that same area of town, because there's another restaurant that was called Pho and Sushi. And let me tell you something, buddy. First of all, those are not the same culture. Those aren't the same culture.
No, they not.
Those are different. Like, I know we're racist and we're Americans and we're ignorant and we think all Asian people come from the same place, but that's not. Those two dishes are not from the same cultural place.
No, you go to a pho place, they normally specialize in pho.
It's like if we said pizza and fish. Like if we said Captain Jim's pizza and pizza and I don't know, fried croaker. It's like no,
pizza and flounder.
Yeah,
get out of here.
We do spaghetti and we also do buffalo wings. Well, actually that might work, but you know what I mean, where it's just like you know, spaghetti and hot dogs. Like what? Yeah. Then neither are good.
No, they're not.
You know, no one has the range to knock both of those out the park. That's the reason we all make jokes about the Cheesecake Factory menu. It's like, it's 37 pages. It's not. There's no way all of it's good.
Y'all can't be great at everything.
You don't make authentic ramen and authentic lasagna. No, one of these is not as good. Both are probably mediocre, but definitely one is not as good as the other, for sure.
Agreed.
Like if one of them's great, that you didn't do. So anyway, pho and sushi, no thanks.
No, thank you. Me and Roger was confused.
Biscuit Belly, cool. I can fuck with you. Like I want to see what's going on with the mystery of the belly. Like let a brother know, cause I will fuck with it. Do kids even play the Banana Fanta game anymore? The name game? I feel like I haven't seen anyone bring up the name game anymore. I know we're old, so I'm like, is this something we're passing down to the kids? I bet if you tried to do this shit to a kid right now, they'd be like, this is the dumbest shit ever. And y'all only did this because y'all didn't have little tablets and cell phones and video games.
Right.
Y'all thought this was having fun. Y'all thought y'all was doing something when it was, for those that don't know, the game is just you say somebody's name and then you go through a list of rhymes by changing the first letter of the name. So it's like, Karen, Boberry, Badana, Fana, Fofarin, me, Ma, Momarin, Karen, and then you go to the next person. Rod, Boba, Bonana, Fana, Fofi, me, Ma, Momad, Rod. And we used to go around the entire classroom and do this, until you got to someone like Chuck or Buck or whatever, then they would make you stop because it's like Chuck, Bo Buck, Banana, Fana, Fofuck. Oh, you can't do that one. But it was I bet we've lost that recipe. I bet that is gonna die with us.
Oh yeah, we're the last generation of that because you get in the car and basically everybody's kind of in their own world. Like literally everybody, like you might have the parent play like the radio a lot of times, but depending on how the household is set up and how the parent is with electronics, everybody's literally listening to their own thing.
Yeah, we getting old. That's all.
That's
next.
It. For me, all Walmarts aren't the same. We went to a Walmart and it didn't have them gates. It looked like they was herding you in there. And the outside of the Walmart had bricks and windows on the outside. Because I remember me and Roger talk about that.
But we've been to this Walmart before. We've talked about that in the past. Like they have this Walmart in South Carolina that essentially, guys, listen. Okay, quiet is kept. I can't speak for where y'all stay, okay? But this Walmart is how I get around the Target boycott. Because this Walmart is basically a Target.
It's nice. It's real nice.
Now, I don't even want to tell y'all where it's at. If you know, you know. And the reason I don't want to tell y'all is because I feel like once the rest of everybody knows that this Walmart is not really a Walmart, it's just a secret Target, they're going to start shopping there, especially the blacks. And then once the blacks come in, that's when you get the gates. That's when all of a sudden security wants to look at your receipt, okay? And I'm not saying it's black people's fault. It's definitely not our fault. But the racism is soon to come when too many black people get in the parking lot. So I'm not telling anybody where it's at. Okay, but I mean, I'm sure you can figure it out if you live around here. But that Walmart was super nice. People was helpful.
Wouldn't it though?
The fucking things was clean. Everything was picked up.
The lady stood out on the end, and I was surprised. I was like, "Are you open?" She was like, "Sure." I was like, "Oh,
yeah."
Okay.
What Karen's trying to say is the cashier did the thing where she came to the aisle, out from behind the register, and waited to be like, "I'm open." And I was like, whoa, that's Target behavior. That's like some public shit. You don't do that at Walmart. Walmart, you walk up to the register and they go, I'm closed. And you're like, oh, yes, of course. Okay, what was I thinking?
But your light was on. I'm so sorry.
Your light was on and you didn't look like you were busy at all. Yeah, fuck you. Oh, thank you. Welcome to Target, bitch. And I'm like, thank you. I'm going to go self-checkout. And the self-checkout is going to be broke. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, that's what I'm used to at my Target, okay? I'm used to people looking through my bag and they need a marker to check off, did you really buy this TV or are you going to jail?
Right, or you come in on one end, you got to go out on the opposite end of where you came in because they decided 3 minutes after you walked in, they was closing that end of the Walmart.
I'm used to operating like the crack houses in The Wire, where it's like you do a hand-to-hand transaction over here where they get the money, then you get your goods and services over here,
one way in, one way out.
Somebody looks at the receipt on that, but yeah, it was nice to go to a nice Walmart. AC was working.
Yes, it was.
I saw a person using a working blood pressure machine. I was like, wow, that's amazing. I didn't know those things could work in a Walmart. Everywhere I've been, it's like you just put your arm in it goes high. I'm like, oh, like, hello? No, blood pressure high. Get out. You in a Walmart. It's never going to be low. Get out.
Never.
If it's
you in
honestly,
you're stressed.
If you got low blood pressure in Walmart, then we're not Walmarting hard enough. But it is a nice Walmart.
It is.
Let's see what else. Everything I've learned about this dude DDG has been against my will.
Who the hell is a DDG?
He is the guy who's dating. Or I don't know if he's dating, was married to. I think he's the baby daddy of either Chloe or Holly, one of them from Chloe and Holly.
Sisters, yeah.
I don't listen to his music, and I've never sought out any opinion or thing from him. But man, I feel like I know so much about this dude, and it's not by choice. Like I just log in, and people are vicariously living through these people's relationships, and so they're giving me all. It's like how like Cardi and Offset, somehow I managed to avoid this, but like the Cardi Offset people that want to like use them as a launching pad to discuss relationship issues, where I'm like, I'm not letting anybody's toxic shit be the reason I'm going off on my page about relationships. Like I wouldn't be with somebody that treated each other like that, period. You know, okay, you got a type. You like dudes that kind of dog you out. That seemed like a therapy situation for you that has nothing to do with me
at all.
And this similar thing is like, this guy's a narcissist. This guy's not taking care of his kid. This guy hit her. There's a restraining order. He's saying she hit him. He's dating this girl now and this other girl, and they're going very public with. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to know. And I feel like it has to be some sort of like algorithm thing or something. Like it has to be that Twitter or wherever has decided that
talking about.
They have decided that this is content for me. Like it's not that what everyone's talking about. I don't think there is a such thing as what everyone's talking about anymore. I think the algorithms serve us things, and that's why we all feel like we live in different realities. This is why
that's true.
People come to me and they're like, man, you see, I don't even know how I'm gonna live with all this hate on Ironheart, and I'm be like, I don't see it normally.
I don't see it either.
I'm sure it exists, but I'm just not like, or man, you seen Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark? The amount of times I've clicked not interested in this post to avoid the race war to WNBA, I've had to do it. I'm having to do it with DDG, but it's like it knows the things that would make me annoyed enough to click or stop scrolling for a second. It's like it knows.
Yeah, but it probably measures like kind of as you.
It keeps sending me Joe Budden clips. I've never watched an episode of Joe Budden
ever.
I've never been interested in his opinion. I know I have friends that text me and that swear by his show that are like, oh, but I just love his opinions on music or whatever you say. Fine, good for you. I personally would not like to have any of that toxicity in my brain. Like it's because you come for that, but then you can't avoid the days where he's just in a bad mood and he's yelling at people or when they're shitting on women or they're calling each other stupid or flat or whatever it is. I see all that just on social media. Meaning I don't even listen to the show and I know that stuff happens. So it does feel like they're targeting us to get us in these, and not in a good way, in a way that makes you agitated enough to like, I don't know, to feel like it's more real than it is. I don't want to say it's not real, but it feels bigger than it is. I'll see people quote tweet something that's like, like something that like is either so stupid or whatever. Like we don't even need to elevate this thing that this person with a blue check said that's probably trying to make money off going viral.
Right.
Like it'll be like Beyonce music not even that good, and then everybody is like shitting on it, and I'm like, I like, why am I seeing this so much? I don't know. That was a weird one, but I meant everything I said.
No problem. My next one, this is my last one. I reported my first Waze accident, and I'm glad, me as the passenger princess that I am, my job is to be sure that when we riding on the Waze, that I keep it current. I let them know when, if the police is still there, if a car's still on the side of the road. And I reported my first accident. I'm so proud of myself.
Yeah, when Karen's in the car, now that we have a car that has CarPlay.
Right? I just like to play with it.
We decided that that's Karen's role, in the show, in the car, of just like, because I don't want to be fucking with it while I'm driving, to be honest. I don't want to be touching it like, oh yeah, that was an accident, and then I'm in an accident, now they reporting me.
Right.
I need to make a report. I just crashed into somebody. So Karen does that. But yeah, it's kind of interesting to see how that thing worked, because honestly I never knew how the reports got on there. Like I would just be like, damn, this shit is accurate as fuck. They knew the police was right there.
Right there.
And then it's like, oh, okay, that's how they know. Rufus and Shaka Khan could not have known, because it was so long ago, but they could not have known how much money they were going to make off of residuals based on the technology that allows us to have referees watch replays and review them live. Because that song, Tell Me Something Good, gets played all the time when they're doing that. Because the replays be taking 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes sometimes.
Yes, they do.
And
they got to fill up the time somewhere.
Yeah, the stadium has to, because it's not a planned stoppage normally, meaning like, it's not like, oh, bring out the cheerleaders, because like how much, it could take 5 seconds, it could take 5 minutes. We don't know.
Their stuff is planned. They're like, okay, we got this amount of time, let's get out of here.
So then they just throw on that Tell Me Something Good. And I'm like, and
it's at every arena just about.
It's not even foresight. Like it's honestly just like luck that they made it. Because sometimes you hear a song and you're like, I know y'all made this for stadiums. Like when you made All I Do Is Win, you knew that if this shit hits right, they're gonna play us at every championship, every home victory.
Yeah. They got a list about 10 to 15 songs. They's like, y'all, if y'all don't play nothing else, y'all can variation, but these 15 songs is hits, bitch, and you gonna play them.
Like when it's just win. It's like, I don't think it's a banging song, don't get me wrong, but like, I think y'all started this with like, how do we make a lot of money off of stadiums? I would just make a whole album of that. Every song would be like, something to do with sports, and I would just pretend that I was really a good rapper, but really it would just be like, and it's a timeout, a timeout. Oh, like you traveled the ball, like you're traveling. Hey, we traveling now. When they were traveling, like they'd be like, this is the worst song in the world, but it's in every stadium.
Right, and it's also one of them things too, to where we was going to like the minor leagues and things like that. Some of these are like you said, it's just stadium, so it don't even matter the sport. It's like you gonna play these 8 jams no matter what the stadium is.
Well, I'm talking beyond that, man. I think somebody got to game the system and make like basketball the mixtape, but it's just all reasons to make money in stadiums. A jump ball. If you want to get tall, jump ball. Hey, they have to jump. They about to jump. I just
that's the foul.
Right.
That's the foul.
Instant replay. We watch it again.
Yes.
Instant replay. We watch it again. Like everything that annoys people about basketball, I would make a song about.
Yes.
You're shooting too many threes. Complaining. We ain't watching the game. We complaining. He just dunked it. They're like, yo, this dude is whack, but he is did you know he is the number 1 played rapper in stadiums? Did you know Rod Maul is a billionaire? How do you make $1 billion?
Yes.
He the one that made First and Goal. That's him.
First and Goal.
Every time you be at a stadium at a football game and they play that song, that one is like First and Goal. That's him.
Yes.
He get a check every time.
He made that home run song.
Right. And then like for my second album, I make it more controversial. I'll be like, black quarterback. A black quarterback.
Oh no. They were like, he made that second album and he got banned.
Yeah. Well, you gotta go where the people are. You can't chase. You gotta go to where they're gonna play you. Like I make a song about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Like it's racist. That's a racist 3. That was racist.
Oh no.
That's a me bound. She got her own rebound. That don't count. Like I don't have no political allegiance. I'm not on either side. I just want to make the money. Like whatever's pissing people off. All right, that was all my
I'm
that was so stupid. That was so stupid.
And that's hilarious.
All right. Oh wait, I hit the wrong button real quick. Okay, there we go. All right, let's get to I guess politics here again, man.
I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black.
People have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on, shame on, shame on, shame on you, shame on you. Fool me, we can't get fooled again.
Tell you what, I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to go to bed.
Mimi said flip flop, trying to draw a foul. I said flip flop, the flip it to the floppy.
Come on, flip it to the floppy.
Right.
That's hilarious.
That's how I would do it, y'all. You can make a lot of money off of that shit. Took a charge. Take a charge, ass nigga. Take a charge. All right. There is no Epstein client list, apparently, guys. We found out today, okay? Now that Donald Trump is in charge and MAGA and all the podcasts of the right spent years saying that Democrats were pedophiles and they were covering it up. Bill Clinton was on the plane. And
Surprise announcement late last night. The FBI.
And Donald Trump is just trying to stop the pedophiles, you know, so he's got to go deep cover and get on the plane more than anybody else and hang out with his buddy Jeffrey Epstein and get pictured at parties with him. He was clearly, you know, he's Q. He's trying to stop the pedophiles, QAnon, some type of conspiracy bullshit. I don't know how it works. But anyway, nothing to see here, guys. Okay, apparently Jeffrey Epstein killed himself for no reason because there's no evidence he ever did anything wrong. And Ghislaine Maxwell is just in jail for some shit that didn't happen. Because there is no client list, and the suicide was real. It was not a setup. He was not murdered. And you can trust, I think his name is Kash Patel, and Attorney General Pam Bondi to give us the unadulterated real truth. And yeah, Joe Rogan and them will go back to going, I guess it wasn't real. So there you go. Glad we got to the bottom of it. Deadly Texas flood exposes neglected weather alert system.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna get a lot more of this.
Yeah, I think also when you fire people from positions where you don't even know what they fucking do, that's not a good sign.
Nope.
And so that, you know, that might have had something to do with it too, having less people, less weather satellites, less monitoring, less early detection. I don't think that's a good thing, but apparently DHS Secretary Kristi Noem addressed the criticism about the notification prior to the flood, saying the administration is working on updating the National Weather Service and NOAA's neglected and ancient systems. Okay, just gonna lie to my face.
Right, act like I didn't see y'all fire hundreds of people across the country whose whole job it is to monitor these things. And the thing is, regardless of what state you're in, you know, things like this are going to happen. They were happening beforehand, but things like this are going to happen. People aren't going to be born. People are going to die. People are going to lose their homes. People are going to ask for help. And Donald Trump going to be like, no, bitch.
I could work in the Trump administration in this job. This is an easy job.
It's very easy.
You just make shit up every day. Like, well, what about this? Like, are you stupid? That's not real. You said it was real. Like, even with the Epstein list, Pam Bondi was talking about it was on her desk and she knew about, and then today she's like, it don't exist. There is no list. And just, you know, motherfuckers just plug in the new firmware update and be like, all right, there is no thing. And I think what bothers me the most, and maybe this is how this segment's going to end very early, I'm so fucking furious because nobody is keeping the same energy. And by that, I mean, I hate to play this game, but I don't think I think all of y'all are thinking it. I don't know how anyone can't be thinking it, but if this was Democrats, our entire media cycle would only be about how they need to step down and they're not transparent. We've done this about shit that they've been on the mostly up and up about, and we still are like, I don't know, still some way this don't feel right. And this motherfucker is selling like colognes after his press conferences.
Having Teslas in front of the White House. And
you got his people telling us blatant lies, and there seems to be no mass call of anything. And the media has kind of abdicated themselves of that because they capitulated to him when they settled with him. You don't give a person $16 million in a settlement that you probably would have won a lawsuit on, that you were not wrong on, that you did use journalistic tactics and standards for years, and you didn't do anything out of line, and yet you're just trying to be like, no, we'll go ahead and capitulate to this man. And once you give that up, you can't draw another line in the sand. The line is gone. And so now his people just lie to our faces, and I don't see there are people trying to sell me a book about Joe Biden now. Trump is in office. Where's the book? Where's the sources? Where's the off the record interviews that are exposing him? This is why when they wanted him to step down, I was like, this ain't gonna go how y'all think it's gonna go, because y'all believe in these people and some sort of earnestness. And I'm just looking at people who do anything to win, and y'all are being bitches. Y'all are really bowing down to them. You keep saying we need to have a resolve of these Republicans and the right wing in America. Okay, that's fine. I agree with you. We do need to have that resolve. It doesn't come from the politicians. It comes from the people. What you decide is reality, especially white folks in America, will be the reality. So if you go, actually, I don't think Joe Biden is having a fucking senior moment or is got dementia, I don't think that's true. And people go, well, look at the evidence. I don't give a fuck. I don't believe it. Saying I don't believe it makes it true that it's not true. And that is how they operate. That is what they're doing to us every day with this. Like, you just said the Epstein list was on there. It's not. It don't exist. You fucking said that. Well, whatever. They're not gonna spin a news cycle on CNN 24/7 with the cryon at the bottom. They're gonna move the fuck on and go, what about the tornado or whatever the fuck? What about the flood or whatever? Like, even with this flood shit, hey, y'all take away the jobs of so much? Didn't y'all take away the functionality of these satellites? Didn't y'all fuck up the early warning detection? I don't know. I think it was Joe Biden's fault. Okay, well, next question. The outrage ain't there. The getting stuck isn't there, where we get stuck on something until it happens. Like, these motherfuckers made Joe Biden step down. Yes! I'm not even arguing whether or not that was the right or bad thing to do. I'm saying the power was there, and now all of them are pulling their hands up like Ezra Klein's bitch ass and being like, I was just covering the story. I have nothing to do with any of it. I mean, people just don't. No, you put your hand on the scale. And now you guys are all got your hands up like this is just the scale just lean this way now. I guess this is just what we do. You're gonna, if anything, you're just gonna get, how did Democrats fuck this up and why is it Democrats' fault? We are fucked as a country because of shit like this. And this is only 6 months in. It's going to get much, much worse. This is whatever you think is bad today will only be worse. FEMA can't go door to door to assist disaster victims anymore. They can't go door to door to assist disaster victims. We elected a man who said FEMA ain't shit and I'm gonna defund them. So these are chickens coming home to roost. These are the consequences of that. So yeah, let's go to another segment. Sorry. Such bullshit.
Yeah,
right.
it will make you very upset.
All right, let's see what else we talking about. Who knows? News. All right, who news? This is where we go around, find different news articles, see if we even know who the fuck these people are. All right. Let's see. How about this one? 4 Extra suffers gruesome firework injury on 4th of July. Fingers reportedly blown off.
Ooh, what's happening? Who and what's happening?
Yeah.
All right, there's 2 questions.
Yeah, there's a lot happening here.
Right?
So I guess 4 Extra is a media personality. You didn't guess who he was. But what would you have guessed?
You said 4 Extra? I'd have guessed like a performer, artist, a rapper, or something like that.
Well, I'll tell you what, 4 Extra got a few less fingers. Okay, he don't have. I wish he had 4 extra fingers so he could keep having 10 digits. But yeah, he's a rapper and No Jumper host. No Jumper is the podcast with Adam 22, I want to say. White dude that apparently people think is a scumbag and all this shit. I don't know much about him other than just what I hear and it's always bad about him. So, but you know, that's how you become big and famous, is you just people shit on you, and
Like you said, you large your
people
bubbles.
ride that shit to the top.
Yes, sir.
So apparently he posted a video on July 4th where he was holding fireworks and joking, "Who wants to get blown up today? I'm blowing somebody up today."
Oh, yourself, apparently. You didn't know you was on the menu.
He did not know. But shortly after, a disturbing image surfaced showing 4 Extra with a severely injured hand, hinting that the person most affected was himself. According to No Jumper's official Twitter account, 4 Extra blew off his hand during the incident. No Jumper founder Adam22 followed up, saying, "I'm hearing that 4 Extra only lost 2 fingers, not the whole hand. Also, he was blind for a few hours, but apparently his vision is back."
Yeah, this is why I don't fuck with fireworks. I mean, I know there's some people's jams, but I do not fuck with fireworks. If the professionals can get their shit fucked up, who do I think I am?
Yeah, apparently he was too extra, you know.
Yeah, having whole fucking bombs in your hand, talking about this is cute, boof, and then you lose 2 fingers. No, thank you.
Right. Well, I guess you really gotta hand it to him, you know. All right, let me move on. Something's not right about that joke. I can't put my finger on it. Hunks at HUNXHO, so maybe Hunks Ho, admits that he once pulled a terrifying move on his former partner. Who do you think Hunks Ho is?
Wrestler.
He's an Atlanta rapper.
Oh, that was gonna be the next one, but you said move. I was like, maybe it's wrestling.
And what do you say for the interesting move?
Yes.
Well, when you find out, it might as well be wrestling.
Oh no!
In a recent live stream with Deshae Frost, the Atlanta rapper opened up about a moment from his younger days he now sees as a major mistake. When pressed to share something wild he'd done for love, Hunks Ho didn't hold back. "Probably the craziest shit I did was probably shot on my girlfriend's car when I was young."
Shot like with a gun?
With a gun, yes. I thought it was like maybe he meant shat on, but apparently he means he shot at it with a weapon. Oh, it's pronounced Huncho.
Oh,
okay, sure, whatever. I don't mean nothing negative. Huncho. So while he didn't go into details of what sparked the incident, his revelation paints a picture of how intense and volatile things once got in this relationship. It's a raw confession that shows how far he's come since those early days of navigating fame, love, and youth in the spotlight. Now he's focused on music and growth. I'm gonna be honest, kind of feeling like I'm gonna hear his name again in some bullshit.
I hope you tell the truth, baby. Only time will tell.
The article is doing all the talking. Like, it's not him saying I'm focused on my growth. It's like, they're like, listen, he's a good guy. Trust us. All right. I'm like, okay. All right. Let's go to another one. Let's see. Who would you? Okay.
I guess the other dude we were just talking about.
Yeah.
He won't be doing the 5-finger discount no more, will he?
Huncho, he got the no finger discount.
The dude who blew his hand up.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. That was good. Jameet Singh apologizes to Drake. Who do you think Jameet Singh is?
I'm assuming a rapper.
Jameet Singh is a Canadian politician.
Oh!
Right? Who knew?
Child, who knew?
Why do you think he apologized to Drake?
I don't know. Did Drake not vote for him? I don't understand. Why is you apologizing?
He apologized to Drake because he attended a Kendrick Lamar concert.
Child, I'm not apologizing for you for that.
He said, "I'm sorry."
Yeah, he was in town for 2 days. Bitch, I would have went too. It's probably lit up there.
Drake saw him at the concert and sent him a direct message saying, "You're a goof."
Okay.
And then posted a screenshot of the message on his Instagram story, making the insult public because Drake is very passive aggressive like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and
he said, Singh, the former leader of Canada's New Democratic Party, responded with a public apology on Sunday night. "I went for SZA, not Kendrick. First of all, you a fucking lie." Now, I'm not saying that you like that there aren't people who did that. I'm saying your ass ain't one of them, and you know it. It's in Canada. You know you went for Kendrick. and everything's intertwined together. What a bitch. I was born in this city. I love this city, but real talk, I get it. I shouldn't have gone at all.
Child, no, I'd have sent him some goddamn maple syrup and told him to get the fuck out my face.
OVO and Drake have lifted up this city in Canada. For me, it'll always be Drake over Kendrick. Hey, let me tell you something, dog. The concert was sold out. You was just one of the people filling the seat up in there.
Right.
If Drake gonna be mad at everybody that went to the concert, then let him be mad. He'll forget about it, or he won't. Either way, it don't matter. But it didn't stop the fallout. The apology, Drake still unfollowed him. No, he didn't.
Yeah, he take that shit personally. Child, I'd have ignored the shit out of him.
Ooh, Drake.
Okay, now back to the steak in the table.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Child, I looked at Drake, said wee and went on about my business. What the fuck is this? Get out my face, sir.
They do speak French up there, so that is true. You could have said that. Yeah, I wouldn't have. I mean, whatever, buddy. You got in a beef and you lost. You gonna be mad at everybody that's gonna be a Kendrick fan for the rest of your life? Apparently. You think your city off limits? If the fucking concert is there and the venue allow it to happen, then the people have spoken.
They got a ticket, right?
So yeah, it's, man, Drake really be on social medias policing people. Oh my God!
You ain't got no power over here. Get out my face.
How do you not have more to do?
Right, you
life?
have nothing else to do.
Oh man!
Not about your policies and none of that. Not none of that.
Oh man! All right, let's go to the next one. Let's do a little bit of some fucking. Frozen on mine for some reason. Am I back on the screen, everybody? Mm-hmm. Okay, is Karen frozen or is it just me? Because Karen's face is frozen in the funniest way. Oh, Karen, you are frozen. Okay, according to these people. Before you get off the screen, though, let me show you so you can see. If you can see my screen, this is what, for some reason, it froze on your face like this. Is it showing you? Actually, it looks blank on my screen.
I look shocked.
Yeah. This is the faces Karen was making during the show. That's what I'm seeing. You guys, okay, so it's fine for y'all?
I mean, I could refresh it upstairs.
Let's see. How does it sound, everybody? Am I back? Can y'all see me? Yeah, I just got a DM on my phone. Let me see. Twitter DM. Oh, it's Drake. He said, "Stop talking that shit, you goof." Okay. Maybe
We didn't went to the concert in Charlotte.
Yeah, I apologize, Drake. I shouldn't have been talking about that politician that you got mad about. Okay, so
I'm not apologizing.
Let's do some fucking with black people, guys.
We're just fucking with because they black. We're just fucking with them black people. We're just fucking with them blacks. We're just fucking with black people. Hey, hey, do what?
life. All right. Essence Festival responds to Target backlash. We get it. We're in a contract.
Yeah, I've heard people talking about the Essence Festival, and a lot of people are not pleased. For a lot of people, they've been saying over the years the festival has kind of changed, and they were saying like one dude was over it, and they were saying it became very toxic. And they were also saying,
I would say it's toxic. Oh, I hadn't heard that.
Like toxic, like in like with the staff and all that stuff. So he just recently like left.
Okay.
Like the CEO, he left, and so they replaced him. And it was one of those things where people was talking about like the lineup and things like that, and how it was just randomized, and like you would have. Like, let's say you would have Babyface, and I'm just throwing names out there.
Yeah, throw out them names. I get it.
Babyface. Let's say you have Babyface and, like, Anita Baker, right? Like, strewn together. And then in the middle, you had Glorilla. And people's like, that doesn't make sense. Like a crowd that's coming to see them is not the crowd for Glorilla. So there was something like the way some of the stuff was kind of organized. And some of the stuff was, like, really, really late. Like, Lauryn Hill was on, like, at 2 or 3 in the morning. That's because that's how long it was scheduled to be there. A lot of people make a joke, but they was like, no,
it wasn't
she was
her
on time.
She didn't start late. She didn't like do anything wrong. It's just whatever was going on with the scheduling of the show, it was running 2 hours behind the entire night.
Right.
And so if anything, she went out there when there was barely anybody left, and she gave you like her set at 1 in the morning until 3. And did her job. But yeah, I mean, it does sound like it's not organized, but I don't think that's what this is about.
Okay, but I was just
I appreciate the background,
telling you kind of what I've heard, because people who've been going for years have been making like TikToks and YouTubes, and they've been really, really open, and they're snitching. They're like, for some of them, they're like, some of the particularly they would say people like live in the area are kind of upset because they're being priced out. Like, they used to be a local thing, and they just kind of grew and grew and grew, and they was like, people locally there can't even get spots, in the venue because they're priced out. And it was like, things used to be free, now they want to charge you for like, if you pay VIP, then there would like be some things in the VIP, but then they had like a VIP type of thing, and people was like, why am I paying for something that has been free in the past, and stuff like that. And then for some people, they was like, it kind of went from being about African Americans like here and kind of just blacks. And they was like, which is fine, but when you do that, you kind of, for some people, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they said which is fine. I'm like, I'm surprised they said that, because a lot of people really be fighting over them diaspora wars.
Yes, it's which, like I say, well, I don't mean which is fine. It's like, if they're going to do that, you can't lose the foundation of what it is. A lot of people's like, hey, y'all got all this other music around there, and people feel like they're losing the essence of what this particular festival is. I just wanted to kind of give the background.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You know what I'm
saying? Because
I think
this has been like the talk of the town.
My hot take with everything you just told me is that people is broke.
Somebody brought that up. Somebody was like, if somebody can't buy eggs, why? I was like, they're not going to come to the festival.
In addition to people not showing up and it pricing out local venues and all this stuff, I think when people have money to spend, and black people have really been hit hard with these layoffs and stuff, I think people are more prone to travel and do stuff, especially when you see a future of like money's coming in, or I expect my job to be okay. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people were just like, I'm not going, and if I am going, I'm not spending a lot of money. And even with a festival like this, when you've already signed your contracts, you're not going to take a financial stand and be like, no Target at our venue, we're going to break the contract, sue us, see you in court. They're going to be like, nah, motherfuckers just going to have to get over it. But yeah, people were leaving conversations under their Instagram posts for the festival. One user wrote, now that that's settled, let's talk about Target. Whoever was running the page didn't dodge it. They replied, let's discuss for sure. We are on a multi-year sponsorship with Target, so we fully understand how it looks. Just wanted to speak to the contractual agreement. That one reply set the tone. Essence made it clear that their hands are tied. The festival is legally bound to a long-term agreement with the retail giant. Pulling out mid-season could come with heavy consequences.
Right.
Target has been a financial backbone for the festival for years. Yeah, and what's funny, not funny, it's actually sad. Let's say they're gonna live up to the contract. Target's gonna continue to fund them. You do know when it's time to renew, they're not.
No, they're not.
Because if everything that they're doing with this anti-DEI shit is really how they get down, unless something major changes at the top, more than likely because the festival probably needs the Target money.
Yes.
And they probably won't get someone else that'll come in, maybe Costco or somebody, but you probably won't get someone that'll come in and be like, let us match what Target was giving you so you can continue to do this festival.
Right.
So their best hope is probably that Target renews, and that's when it'll really suck, because more than likely they'll need that money. Mm-hmm. You know, I know everybody's community this, and you just started GoFundMe. I promise you, on the level people want to do certain things, it ain't gonna be feasible for everybody.
Yeah, it's not that simple.
So they're gonna have some real soul searching to do, because either Target says, no, y'all better go find somebody else, and hopefully you can spend that into something that gets people to come, some company to support you. Right. Or they go, hey, we the only one willing to give y'all this much money. What y'all gonna do? And you be like, okay. Right. So anyway, it sounds like a terrible situation.
Yeah, like they said, before all this happened, like you said, when people make these contracts, they don't make them year to year. A lot of times they're, like you said, they're multi-year, and people have dedicated all types of things to this prior to this fallout with the general public. And it's going to be interesting, like you say, black people were hit tremendously with a lot of these layoffs, particularly with the government, and them kicking people out the military and all this shit. More than most groups. Yeah. And then, like you said, people are less likely to travel. If they do, they're not spending as much. And so, this is kind of the impact of it. And I think they would, they normally, with Essence Festival, which I've seen in the past, they normally, like, right after one ends, normally a few months later sometimes they be like, we got this person next year, but you didn't really get that this year. Like,
it's not, it just ended, right?
Yeah, it just ended. But normally when one ends,
but you said normally when one ends a couple months later, you get
who's on the lineup,
right? And I'm saying we haven't had a couple of months for them to announce the lineup, right?
No, I'm saying in the past, when Essence Festival ends, they normally kind of already have people lined up for like the next festival or whatever sometimes.
So not a couple months later. You mean like as soon as this one ends, they tell you like...
No, they don't tell you immediately, but they might tell you a few months later after this festival ends, who's going to be on the festival for the next year. Okay. And so a lot of people's complaining that this year they didn't really hear about who was going to be on the lineup.
But that's what I'm saying. Listen to what... Didn't the festival just end like yesterday?
Yes.
So if normally it takes a couple of months before they give you a lineup of who the next people will be, we haven't had a couple of months yet.
No, I'm talking about in the past, like in like before. Okay. Like last year when the festival ended for 2024, a few months after that they were already talking about, I'm just saying, for instance, if it was like it was in the past, they'd be talking about what these people would be announced. They would be announcing, get ready for 2025. These are the people that's going to be on a line. They would start. Never say this year. They didn't get that. They didn't get the headliners that you were like, we're going to have Beyonce. We're going to have.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Please stop. You're saying 2020, not this year, 2024 at the end of Essence Festival. They didn't give you this is who will be here in 2025 this year?
Right.
Okay, thank you. That's what I was misunderstanding.
Okay, no problem.
So people went to Essence Fest this year not necessarily knowing the lineups and who the people were going to be.
Right.
Like 8 months ago or 10 months ago. They went kind of finding out more like recently. And with something like this, you're normally putting money aside, you're saving up, you're putting down payment deposits, just trusting that it'll be a good time.
Right.
And so you can end up fucked up. I was just trying to understand. I wasn't trying to say you were saying anything wrong. I just really didn't. I see what you mean. It's not 2026 you're talking about now.
Right. And so, like when Michelle Obama was there or Janet Jackson was there or when Beyonce, like they kind of let you know. So for a lot of people, they hear about them mega stars and it kind of prepares them to be like, oh, I know I'm going the next year.
And then, of course, attendance going to be down because if you didn't say it's Lauryn Hill, or maybe they knew it was Lauryn Hill, that's like, yeah. But if maybe attendance is down because they was like, yeah, we didn't tell people. Yeah, and so now people are like, I'm not buying tickets unless I know who's gonna be there.
Agreed.
Well, anyway, this is about fucking with black people. So 0 to 100, how you feeling? Ours obviously intervals of 25.
For me, because I've never been to an Essence festival, so I don't have, not trying to find, I don't have like connections that like a lot of people in the community and that have been in the past. For me, it's about 25. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I don't have that same connection. I don't. It's not a girls' trip or you know what I mean. All these. I know for some people they do it every year. You know, they like this is my jam. We do this. This is where we go. You know, they spend a lot of money. Like some people, they might go once and they save up, do the VIP, go all out and all that stuff. But like you say, people lost their jobs, and when you don't tell people kind of in advance who's going to be there, going to have less people going. Well, I don't know who to be there. I'm not spending hundreds, possibly thousands of dollars to make a trip and don't know who's going to be there. All
right, I'll give it a 0. Them fucking with Target. Like the other stuff sounds more like the festival being run different and all that sounds more annoying than fucking with you than.
That's where my score comes from. But
but the Target thing, it's like I understand how contracts work, and I don't want it to sound. I'm not trying to be dismissive because I haven't gone to Target either. Right. But I am not at the point where like I see a Target logo and no pun intended I see red. So I know. Right. I think maybe for more hyper online folks or folks that are really like get rageful about this kind of this shit that we're in, which is rage causing. Like I'm not belittling or dismissing their emotions. I'm just saying I don't share them. I haven't reached this point of like Target. Like I'm just more like a well, I mean, there was probably like I'm the kind of person that if I saw the Target thing at there, I'd be like, that contract was done before this shit.
Right.
I wouldn't even need to ask. I wouldn't even be curious. I'd be like, clear, because everyone know how black people feel about Target right now. Unless you just was like, fuck my festival, I want people to hate it.
Right.
You're not.
And I like they signed it this year.
Yeah. If y'all saw Target sponsors the Blackout Tips Live, y'all goddamn well know that we done signed that shit a minute ago. Yes. Like y'all already know that we wouldn't have made that decision at the like, man, fuck them people. Like, and it's not even necessarily out of being a good person. I just mean like it's such bad business for any black person to be promoting Target right now. I think even Kai Cenat did some sort of Target thing with him, and of course people are mad. You know, matter of fact, let that be the next one. Target partners with Kai Cenat, but continues to sidestep demands for justice from the black community. Target is still fumbling the bag with black shoppers and is hoping Kai Cenat can fix it. So this is on the Griot. Black communities across the country are still actively boycotting the retail giant over its rollback of diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. And instead of addressing those concerns directly, Target seems to be betting big on performative partnerships to win folks back. The latest move teaming up with popular streamer Kai Cenat and his content collective AMP to launch a personal care brand called Tone, available exclusively at Target. What is so crazy about this is that this is the shit that used to make us support them.
Yes, it is.
Because if we're being honest,
going back to the same playback, and people are like, "No."
If we're being honest, I don't think it was really like, at least to me. Maybe I'm wrong and I wasn't paying attention, and that could be true. But
Agreed.
To me, I was not sitting around like Target. Those guys stand with black folks. I was just like, Target. They got a lot. They sell a lot of black products that target black people. They get the hair care in there. They got the bevel in there. They got the, whatever, the cooking shit. Like I'm not saying I'm not a person that believes in the politics of corporations. I'm a person that's very much like, it's a corporation. Who knows?
It's a corporation.
But because of that, I applaud their greed when it's the right type of greed.
Agreed.
It's the reason I fuck with like Disney a lot is because a lot of times Disney be like, do I believe Disney was like, these black kids need Star Wars heroes to look up to? No. I believe Disney said, black people want to give us money if we just put a couple black people in the movies. It's like, for real? Yeah. And they just start putting black people in the movies, and all of a sudden everybody's dressed up and doing cosplay as Finn and as I forget the black character from the Obi-Wan that was like a
I know you're talking about.
But like they just like all of a sudden, here we go, right? That's what I thought Disney was doing. I never thought, Disney. That's what I thought Target was doing. I never thought Target was like with us. Even if they put out we just donated to this campaign. I'm like, yeah, because it's a good corporate write-off that looks good. When this doesn't look good, you guys will back out. Of course. So what's funny is we're going, that's all y'all doing? This is all they ever did. Right. We accepted their lies about what it meant was, or maybe I shouldn't say we accepted, but we were okay with the lies. Like we were like, maybe, they're doing they're selling Tracy Ellis Ross's hair care products. That means they care about black women, but really we didn't know. Anyway. The group includes Casanat, Duke Dennis, Agent 00, Chris Next Do. I think it's supposed to be Chris Next Door, but it's spelled DOO. And I'm Davis with 3 S's. God, I'm old. I don't know these niggas except Duke Dennis. They kicked off the campaign with a live stream sleepover inside a Target. Oh, God. Come on, man. It can't be this. It can't be. Come on, man.
Mm-hmm. And it's one of the things where Target is desperate. And they're like, well, what can we do? And you put the nail on the head. You was like, people are mad. Mm-hmm. And when somebody is mad, it's not a boycott. It's like, I'm mad. I don't care if you meet my demands or not.
But crossing that line means something. Mm-hmm. Like them doing this, whether it's a boycott or not, is pretty fucking ridiculous. Right. I mean, I'm sure the bag was nice, but like,
it was
it's
nice.
Giving no stuff. And if it is, I ain't seen it type of vibes.
Take that check to the bank.
But a lot of times, I don't know.
It's a catch-22, dog.
I was just going to say these content creators, I don't necessarily see them as these righteous, moral people in the first place. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of the rules of what it takes to be good at making content are very... I don't want to say immoral, but they're amoral, meaning they're
very amoral.
Yeah, it don't necessarily lean one way or not politically or any of this shit. It's like get the bag first.
Yes, particularly once you get to a certain status.
Yeah, like you don't get as big as Casanat, and because you're taking a lot of stances morally or rigidly against shit. It doesn't mean they're immoral people, meaning that I'm sure there are some times that he has stood for something or said something, but like, it's like Kevin Hart, like I don't hate Kevin Hart or whatever, mm-hmm. but at the same time I would never expect Kevin Hart to come out hard and support black people in a way that cost him anything. I'm not even saying he should. I just would be shocked if I looked up and suddenly Kevin Hart was out here being like, man, I don't give a fuck if people gonna cancel me, but I need to say this to support my black people, and white people just gonna have to be upset with it. I could never see him doing it. I'd be shocked. I'd welcome it, but I'd be shocked. I think a lot of these guys are like that. A lot of these like I'm making a $40 million deal with Twitch, right? Because you don't do a lot of shit like that. So anyway, the 0 to 100. Oh wait, damn! Jamal Bryant posted it on Instagram, so they in trouble. Y'all in trouble with the black community. Jamal Bryant, the pastor that's leading the damn boycott,
leading the charge.
He wouldn't found this motherfucking. He wouldn't found that shit. He put the screenshot on there. Jamal H. Bryant on Instagram with the screenshot of them in there. Looking at the brands on the store like it's some pogs or some shit. It said if at Target would spend as much energy and resource meeting the demands of the Target Fast at Target Fast 40 as they are on influencers paying preachers and going to Essence Fest, we would be further along. Doing what's right for our people is always made to feel like an inconvenience. Stand on business and don't go back until they handle us right. So there you go. I am with you though, Karen. I do wonder, even if Jamal Bryant is like, they dealt with us, they handled us right, and we are going back. I feel like a lot of people ain't going back.
No, because the thing is, they say after 90 days something becomes a habit, mm-hmm. and this is gone past 90 days. So for a lot of people, they have drilled in their brain, right, and they broke the Target habit, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And so once they broke that habit, and once they found their needs in other places, for some people, it doesn't matter what they say, what they do, they could reverse course on everything. There are some people that were very, 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 very hurt by this, and they were hurt and devastated by the people that were impacted by the change in the policy.
But not Casanat, he not hurt at all. Because if it is, he ain't seen it 0 to 100.
This right here, I'm not trying to be funny. It's like a 25. It's not high on my list, because they TikTok people. And I don't really know. You're not TikTok, but like
you don't hold them in high esteem, so they couldn't hurt you. I hear you. I think I give it a 50 because I saw the video and they running around in there like it's the toy store. And this man is rich. He don't need or shop. He might not even shop at Target. It's so obviously for a bag that I'm not in his pockets, but it's just like, how big does the bag have to get for you to basically go out there and tap dance for these folks? That's crazy to me. Just as a person, this feels like maybe the contract was signed a long time ago. We don't know, but the way that it's popping off right now in this moment, and if with a person that we expect to have some level of autonomy, because all they do is talk about how much money he's worth and how much he makes. Yeah, I would say at least a 50, man. And it's not even like I look up to the dude. It's just such a bad look to be black people, and it's him and a bunch of other black people running around going like, we love Target in this moment. So I think it's not even really him. The 50 is really more for Target, and y'all are gonna do anything you can to try to pretend that this isn't happening, and that you didn't piss all these people off,
right? And like I said before, it all just boils down to they're panicking because the stocks are down and all this shit. So they're like, what can we do? And finally somebody said, well, let's go back to the same bag we've done before.
Same
but
playbook. They
fail to realize people are very upset and they're very hurt and they're mad. And when people are mad, it goes beyond boycott, and it turns into mad to a fuck you.
Agreed. All right, let's go to the next segment. Let's do a little bit of white people news.
White people news, we're bringing exciting to the barbecue. We might be problematic or a little bit dim. That sounds really harsh on our fragile pink skin. It's white people news.
All right, white people news. Let's see what the white folks got going on today. A motorcyclist was mauled to death by a bear while on holiday. He had just posted a selfie with one of the bears before the fatal attack.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Did the bear know what was happening?
I maybe he didn't want to be in. He's like, no pictures, please.
No paparazzi.
This is the picture of him with the bear. That could be the bear that killed him.
It probably is.
He didn't want to be bothered. He was like, okay, all right, keep fucking with me. But yeah, and apparently, this was like his thing. He's an Italian man. He was mauled to death by a bear while on a motorcycling trip in Romania. He took selfies with the animals before the fatal attack. Omar Farang Zen had posted photos and video of bear encounters while riding along Romania's famous Transfargarasun Road the day before his death. Romanian authorities said he got off of his motorbike and tried to feed a bear.
Child.
Well, you know what? Mission accomplished.
You was the meal.
He fed that bear. Bear,
boo boo. I found us a snack.
He went out like a pig in their basket.
Yeah, he did. He tried to feed the bear, then it dragged him into a ravine. Later, authorities told Romanian news outlet they found pictures and close-ups on his phone of a bear approaching him on his come on, not the guy. I just pictured him swiping the pictures and being like, damn, the bear closer, and then it's closer, and then it's okay. Well, I think we know what happened. I think we got the culprit.
Armand Chirilau, I don't know, director of the Argus Forestry Directorate told Observer News he got off the motorcycle, offered the bear food. The Italian tourist phone was also found, which contains the pictures prior to the attack with the bear approaching pictures close-ups. The bear then attacked him, dragging him into the forest while other motorcyclists at the scene called emergency services. That's all they can do.
All right, because I'm not fucking with that bear.
Responders, including firefighters, forestry authorities, and police, found the man's body, which had been dragged into a ravine by the bear, but they quickly realized they were also in danger.
Yes, it's the bear.
The bear followed us the whole time. She was very agitated. She attacked us a few times, too. The bear was later shot dead.
Of course it was. A bear minded his goddamn business. You don't know, it could have been cubs around. You don't know why that bear was responding like that.
The day before his death, Mr. Zen posted several up-close photos and videos of encounters with bears on the road. In one video, he rides past a bear on his motorbike, commenting, "Look, a bear, how beautiful." They said, okay. Come a little closer.
Look, a bear, how dangerous. Shit, I don't like deers. The fuck I'm gonna do with a bear?
In another clip, he watches a bear in a graveled area as the bear turns to approach him. "It's coming towards me," he says. Italian.
It's coming towards me. The fuck is this?
Italian media reported that Mr. Zen lived in the town of Swaggart in the northern region of Lombardy.
His days was numbered. They all got together. It was like, hey, if that white man come right here one more time, one of us gonna snack on him.
He was walking around looking like a snack.
Yeah, he was.
Milano Today reported he worked at the Malpensa airport, and dozens of tributes flowed into it on his social media page, many of whom said they would remember him for his smiling and kind personality.
Oh.
One of the bears replied and said, "I'll remember him for his taste." Nearly 30 people have been killed by bears.
And another bear thumbs up.
Yeah. Crying emoji. Won't get to eat him again. Nearly 30 people have been killed by bears in Romania over the past 2 decades, the Environment Ministry has said. Sightings of bears are common, and the local media regularly report bear attacks on people and livestock.
It's common.
Regularly?
Bitch, I think I would find another road. What is happening here?
They have a bear kill quota because that's how many bears is out there. You can now kill 481 bears a year out there to keep the population under control.
Oh.
Because bears were getting accustomed to entering cities to search for food. But this nigga turned himself into DoorDash. He just drove out to the bears.
There was like, oh, food's here?
Anybody order an Italian? They're like, ooh, you don't say.
I did.
A nice spaghetti. It came just a week after a 19-year-old hiker died as she was attacked by a bear on a popular trail in central Romania. The teenager called emergency services as she was attacked. Just a few months, the bear's like, okay. Help, 911. Sure.
Yeah, I feel bad for the bear. Why I got to lose my life because you showed up in my front yard.
Just a few months prior, a 72-year-old Scottish tourist was mauled by a bear in Argyll County. Wildlife experts have said bear attacks have increased because of human behavior and the shrinking of animal habitats due to construction, logging, and climate change.
No shit.
Yeah. Well,
we the problem.
Yep. Sounds like you just couldn't bear it. Televangelist Jimmy Swaggart, whose ministry was toppled by prostitution scandals, dies at 90.
I didn't even realize that man was still alive.
I did not. I thought he had been dead.
That's me too. I was like, what? That nigga's still alive?
Yeah. He died decades after his once vast audience dwindled and his name became a punchline in late night television. His death was announced Tuesday on his public Facebook page. A cause wasn't immediately given, though at 90 he had been in poor health, having suffered cardiac arrest last month. How'd he die? On top of me. The Louisiana native was best known for his captivating Pentecostal preacher with a massive following before being caught on camera with a prostitute in New Orleans in 1988. One of a string of successful TV preachers brought down in the 80s and 90s by sex scandals. He continued preaching for decades, but with a reduced audience. Who kept going to the church?
Who kept going?
Step forward. What are you doing giving this man your money so he can go get some hoes? Swaggart encapsulated his downfall in a tearful 1988 sermon in which he wept and apologized and made no reference to his connection to a prostitute. "I have sinned against you. I beg you to forgive me," he said. He announced his resignation from the Assemblies of God later that year. And what's funny now is we've come so far, I don't think this would make someone resign in 2025.
Wouldn't be a blip on the radar.
They be behind the pulpit like, "I have come here to announce my bid for presidency." Everybody knows there's nowhere to go but up once you get caught with some hoes, okay? A lot of people don't know this, but the term swag comes from the Jimmy Swaggart prostitution scandal, because we started being like, yo, that man got hoes. he must have Swaggart. But then we shorten that over the years to he has a lot of swag. And that is why black people say swag to this day. And you can look on Urban Dictionary where after I enter an entry that changes the history to that.
Change the definition.
Yeah. A lot of y'all are mistaken. Y'all gonna be like, no, Rod, it stands for swagger. Swagger came from Swaggart. Like we didn't even, that wasn't a word until Jimmy Swaggart showed up and we seen him with so many prostitutes. It was like, yo, this dude got swagger. The church had wanted him to undergo a 2-year rehab program, including not preaching for a full year. At that time, he knew his dismissal was inevitable, but insisted he had no choice but to separate from the church to save his ministry and Bible. So they were like, here's some accountability. He said, I don't think so. Rehab for hoes? I'm going to be on these hoes. Even Jesus hung around, married a hoe.
I can't rehab from these hoes.
How am I to heal these women if I can't lay hands on them? Okay, they need some personalized preaching. He grew up poor, the son of a preacher in a music-rich family, excelled at piano and gospel music, playing and singing with talented cousins who took different paths, Jerry Lee Lewis and Mickey Gilley, who was a country singer, and Jerry Lee Lewis was a rock and roller. So there you go, guys. He's dead now. That's white people news. Rest in power, King. Tim Tebow's wife gives birth to couple's baby. Yeah, no shit. What choice would she have?
And right?
You get pregnant by Tim Tebow, I mean, you got to have it, right? I mean, that's the rules according to the way he get down if he's on the up and up. So that makes sense. The baby's name is Daphne Rain Tebow. Now the problem for me is I think they said it was his. Oh nope, I have no problem with this. This makes sense. Good for these white folks. You know, we love to see it. All right, just procreating and making more of these little white babies to run around and greet President Trump at the White House, just like intended.
Yep.
They look very happy. Why are the photos in black and white and grayscale? I don't know. I was like, they want a civil rights vibe. Is the baby black and it's passing? I don't know why the pictures are not in color, but
me either.
It was like we didn't have time to do makeup. Yeah, so Tim Tebow did that. And different opposite side of the news, Denise Richards' husband Aaron Pfeiffer's files for divorce after 6 years of marriage.
Oh,
right, Denise Richards. I remember her from she was in a couple things, but this is an odd call. Most of y'all probably would be like, I wouldn't have said this, but Undercover Brother.
Yes. Yes.
She played the white girl.
That was my motherfucking jam.
That was a fun role. But I know she also was in the sex movie that everybody was jacking off to because we didn't have access to porn at the time. What the fuck was the name of that fucking? It's like something things. Like Wild Things, 1998. Okay. Yeah, Wild Things. That was like the main one. That's where everybody got boners to. But for me, it was always Undercover Brother. Ajahnue Ellis is in that too. Chappelle, like it was a good ass fucking cast.
Yes, it was. I love that goddamn show.
Yeah, Billy D. Williams is in it.
I mean, not to show that movie.
Anyway, they filed for divorce, or he filed for divorce. He's 52. After 6 years of marriage, he listed their date of separation as July 4th. Damn, not Independence Day. That seemed like a choice.
Right.
Cited irreconcilable differences. He requested spousal support from her. She's 54, he's 52. And also asked to keep their assets and debt as separate property, including his power tools, motorcycle, and sports car. The couple shared no minor children, although Richards previously shared that Pfeiffer's was in the process of adopting her daughter, Eloise, 14. It is unclear if they ever made that official. So.
Oh, Eloise, who knows that's going to go through now?
Yeah. Well, we hate to see it, guys. All right, let's see. We'll do one more thing. Let's do some Guess the Race. But that was our nice, like, white people news. We love to see it, guys. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one.
Triple the points.
Damn it.
We already tripling the points.
Yeah, I hit the wrong button. Sorry, everybody. Let me find here we go.
This time for Guess the Race. This time for Guess the Race.
All right, guess the race. Go around the globe. Guess the race of. Read different articles. Guess the race of the people involved. Today's contestants guessing is Karen and the chat room, and of course they're all racist, so we have to deal with that. And we have different stories. Today we have one that I think may have happened around here. Let me see. Just trying to scroll through the article, see if it says. Someone told me it happened around here. WSLC sounds like us. But a North Carolina landscaper was arrested for throwing a large unauthorized house party while the owners were away on vacation, according to Union County Sheriff Office.
Was it whatchamacallit, the hosting companies or something like that?
The hosting companies? What does that mean?
The house people where you host you
like Airbnb?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Here's
Supposed to be there.
You guys, let me know if you can't hear this. It's only 30 seconds long, but I'm going to play the news report.
Strongly disputes the story UCSO is telling.
I never spoke to them about anything about who stayed there or who owned it.
I'm going to pause it here to see if you guys can hear that. You guys let me know in the chat if y'all could hear the story. Because I won't know until y'all say something.
Right.
Okay, they can hear it. Okay, I'll finish playing it then. All right, let me start it over so you get the full 30 seconds.
I was supposed to be there.
Brown strongly disputes the story UCSO is telling.
I never spoke to them about anything about who stayed there or who owned the place. It wasn't my right to tell them that because it's private property. I didn't sell any alcohol. I wasn't down.
Because they're saying there was underage drinking.
Nope, no underage drinking. Nope, I bought my drinks. And
he also remains confident that he hasn't lost a client.
I'm just waiting for them to come home just so I could continue to build my relationship and we can move forward.
All right, that was not enough information. Let me keep reading. Michael Brown, 37, was arrested Saturday after he took it upon himself to invite several hundred people to a home where he had previously been hired for lawn maintenance. He also allegedly charged each partygoer an entry fee that he pocketed the money. So welcome to their house. I'll take the money. Deputies were called to the home after receiving several noise complaints and traffic hazard reports. That's how you know there's no respect given. Because, like, when it's not your shit, it's like, turn that shit up.
Yeah, and then your neighbors is probably like, the fuck is happening?
Right.
14 acres over.
Once on the scene, officials said they spoke to Brown, who initially presented the home as being his own. After being further questioned by authorities, he then said the home belonged to his grandparents. Then he admitted that he was the lawn guy, had no relationship to the owners whatsoever. Due to the vast crowd of people at the home, a large number of enforcement officers were present to clear the property. Many of the partygoers left the area recklessly in their cars, which led to numerous traffic stops. Once the property was cleared, deputies found assorted property damage and arrested him for criminal offenses that he had committed. Brown was taken to the Union County Detention Center and charged with breaking and entering, second-degree trespassing, contributing to the delinquency of a minor, injury to real property, and obtaining property by false pretenses. He was specifically told he was a guest at our detention center, not a resident, and ordered not to throw any parties in our phone cell while trying to secure a bonding company, the sheriff's office said. Brown was released from prison on a bond of $10,000. They pay for it in party money. In an interview,
yeah, the interest fees.
Yeah, well, interview with WSLC that y'all just heard, he disputed the charges. All right, Karen, guess the race of Mr. Michael Brown.
Michael Brown, I'm actually going white.
All right, Michael Brown is white. Let's check the chat room and see what they believe. Old kid and play ass nigga black club promoter aspirations black. Everyone's going black so far.
Right, because his voice sounds black the way he was talking, but that's some white ass shit to do. Few hundred people, nigga.
Black, says Emil. So everyone's saying black except Karen. The correct answer is he was black. You missed it. And all the rest of you got it right. Layup. Easy as hell.
He was that bold.
Karen just couldn't believe the audacity. She refused to admit
sorry.
that there was obviously a black man.
I was in denial. I'm so sorry, y'all.
That's sad. But yeah, that's what happened. Someone said cricket from the moon. Yeah. I wonder if he specialized in pest control, But yeah, let's go to the next one. Now that Karen's blown that layup. No chance of her being 3 for 3. A Florida teen was arrested after he threatened to shoot up a Polk County McDonald's over a botched order. Dayton Schaefer, 18, told police when he was arrested that his 3 separate calls threatening to shoot this shit up last week were just a joke. This is what the sheriff said.
Hello everyone, it's time for morning briefing, and I hope you have your favorite cup of coffee. I'm going to drink mine from RTS Tactical. Now, considering what I'm about to talk about, I'm wondering if you got yours from McDonald's.
A sheriff making content is fucking my head up.
Yes, we don't pay you for this.
We have lost the content war when the sheriff's like, let me load up my TikTok. It's time to let the people know.
Give us an official statement. What is this?
And while you're here, if you want this RTS cup, look for the link in the bio.
Right.
Great coffee, by the way. So, this goober is called Dayton Schaefer. He's 18. He went to McDonald's.
Goober? Wow. I'd say you're biasing the jury, buddy.
And, you know, human error, they messed his order up. It seems that maybe he didn't get his McNuggets, his chicken McNuggets. Well, you'll find in a second that this guy acted like a McNut. So this...
He got to tighten up this whole... He needs some writers.
Speed it up.
Yes. He needs some editors.
Yeah, do writers and editors.
He think this too funny. His delivery is not working.
Is he going off the cuff? Nobody wrote this shit out for him.
This guy's a real McNut. Okay.
Boo, this man.
McNut didn't get his McNuggets from McDonald's. So he calls 3 times. And on 3 different occasions, he threatens to shoot the place up. He uses all kinds of foul language. And on the first call, the manager said, "Sir, if you'll come back, we'll make it right. We apologize." His rant went on, and his rant went on, and his rant went on. So he used his McPhone to make a McThreat to McDonald's, his actual phone number. So it was a slow McPitch for us to make a McRest. We went to his...
Wouldn't it be McArrest? All right, you know what? I'm moving on from this guy. This guy's killing me.
Even worse.
He was acting like a little McBitch. So we McCuffed him. Anyway, guess the race of Mr. Dayton Schaefer.
Dayton Schaefer, we arrested him so we can call it a McNight.
Okay, what race did you say?
White.
White, okay, there you go. Karen saying white. This is McTerrible. Right? Why did he do that? This is not clever at all. First person shooter mode white kid with grills from Amazon. Everyone's going white on this. And the correct answer is white. You got it. Sorry, trying to get to show his picture. The only choice I have is to show y'all the actual still video.
And he said, "Yeah, I made the."
That's his picture there.
He really thought, child.
Yeah, 18 years old.
Writers, editors.
Babies threatening babies.
He probably do this all the time. I know they was like, child.
Bonus round. Karen is 1-1.
Yes, because I'm sorry. I couldn't believe a black man would invite hundreds of people over to a stranger's house.
Triple the points. Triple the points. Triple the points. Triple the points. Triple the race. Triple the points. Triple the points. Triple the points. Triple the race.
Well, let's keep it in the fast food lane.
Okay.
Or the drive-through. A repeat offender from Newark with an impressive rap sheet broke into a Paramus Shake Shack after hours, grilled food, stole merchandise, and then came back 4 more days later. This time wearing a Shake Shack t-shirt and a chef's hat. Putting in a shift. Jermaine Campbell, 26. Was arrested on Monday, June 30th after a staff member spotted him trying to break into a fast casual burger joint on Route 17 at 10:30 p.m.
They had closed.
Well, he was doing the night shift. The drama began 2 days earlier. The setting 2 days earlier. Doo-doo-doo-doo. On Saturday, June 28th, when the Shake Shack general manager called police to report a burglary in progress. After spotting someone on the restaurant surveillance system, police said the footage showed a man unlawfully entering the restaurant after hours on multiple occasions, where he was seen operating the grill to cook food, walking through the premises, and removing merchandise. Sounds like you need a job.
Yes.
You guys can open late now. They identified the suspect as Campbell. Campbell returned to the location 2 days later, tried to break in again. Staff member who was there called police immediately. They found him nearby hiding, wearing a Shake Shack t-shirt and in possession of a chef's hat. He's like, what seems to be the problem, officers? Campbell was arrested and charged with burglary and theft. He's booked in the county jail. Later that same day, they responded to a second commercial burglary at a different place where he was on surveillance footage, again, inside the building after hours. They believe he was using the building to sleep. So maybe he's homeless and he was cooking the food and getting clothing or something like that. He's had run-ins with the law before. He was charged with criminal trespassing in February 28th on back-to-back days again. He also stole a Mercedes at one point. Well, I always say, dress for the job you want. Steal for the car you want to drive.
Boy.
All right, Karen, guess the race.
Black.
Karen's going black for Mr. Jermaine Campbell. Let's see what the chat room believes for this Shake Shack bandit. Ex-Waffle House employee black, McNick. Shake Shack superfan black, white, and black. The correct answer is black. One of y'all did say white though, so you got that wrong.
Oh, somebody said put him on the schedule. He might as well be on the schedule.
Right, he was already doing the job. But yeah, that's him there. After putting in a hard shift. Least you could do is give him a shirt. Did he clean the grill after? That's the real question.
Right.
You got time to lean. All right, let's get to the last segment.
I hate that phrase. You got time to lean, you got time to clean.
Sword ratchetness. Bellingham K9 team arrests suspect with sword after domestic violence violation. They arrested a suspect with felony warrants after domestic violence protection order violation around 10 p.m. on a Monday. They answered a domestic violence protective order violation call that was actively happening. They said the suspect was banging on the protected person's windows when police discovered that the suspect had 2 active felony warrants for domestic violence.
Damn.
Yep. When they arrived, they saw the suspect on a bike in the parking lot of the apartment. The suspect dropped the bike and started to run. They called the K9 unit.
Oh.
And secured the area until they arrived. The K9 team searched through the apartment complex, into the woods, down a trail, into another complex before they alerted the officer. The dog name was Stella.
Yeah. Well, Stella was going to be on your ass.
Yeah. Stella! The K9 officers located the suspect hiding under a car and arrested him. Police said they found a small sword on the suspect.
Oh, no.
Well, swords and domestic violence do not mix. Get him out of the paint. And good night. Good riddance. All right, y'all. That's it. We'll be back possibly throughout the week, depending on what the schedule looks like. But thank you for listening.
Yes. Tomorrow, Superman.
Yep. And until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah.